In March 2021, the National People's Congress adopted the 14th Five-Year Plan, also known as the 14th Five-Year Plan for National Economic and Social Development of the People's Republic of China. When it comes to the Five-Year Plan, it is the outline of our National Economic and Social Development Plan for the next 5 years. A huge country that needs to develop is faced with various tasks. What to do first and what to do next. Who will do this and who will do that? If we don't have a good goal and direction in advance, we will end up in a mess. The Five-Year Plan is a powerful tool for China to guide the construction and work efficiency. The formulation process of the Five-Year Plan is long and rigorous. Generally, when the last Five-Year Plan was half implemented, the state began to evaluate it to see what was successfully completed and what was not, and made a mid-term evaluation. Subsequently, the state widely absorbed useful comments and drafted the next Five-Year Plan, constantly revising and summarizing opinions. And finally, the Five-Year Plan could be formally implemented after the deliberation and approval of the National People's Congress. The doctrine of the mean in the Book of Rights said, "All success depends upon previous preparations." Of course, in ancient times, the central government made less periodic plans for the national economy, and the governance of the country was more of a temporary national policy. Today's Five-Year Plan, Guihua, dates back to the early days of the founding of the People's Republic of China, when it was called the Five-Year Plan, Jihua. The Five-Year Plan follows the success of the Soviet Five-Year Plan. In 1957, China's first Five-Year Plan was completed ahead of schedule, and the economy achieved rapid growth. The 156 industrial projects, which were full of national efforts, laid a solid foundation for the country's industrialization. All the Chinese people were super happy about it. In the following decades, the Five-Year Plan, Jihua, has been the guidance of national economic development. It also made arrangements for the construction of major national projects, the distribution of productive forces, and the important proportion of the national economy, as well as production targets. In 2006, from the 11th Five-Year Plan, Jihua was officially changed to Guihua. The mandatory directives were gradually reduced and abolished, and replaced by guidance and encouragement in the direction of macro development. Why? In the early years of the People's Republic of China, the economic foundation was poor. To promote industrialization and realize modernization, the state still needed to mobilize resources and concentrate efforts in a methodical and planned way. That is, to exert fully the power of the Five-Year Plan, Jihua. With the development of infrastructure and economy, the market has gradually become the dominant force in allocating resources. At this time, the state changed the Five-Year Plan, Jihua, to Five-Year Plan, Guihua, canceled mandatory indicators, only made the general direction guidance, paid attention to the connotation of public services, and gave consideration to both goals and vitality. The country is sage, and the people are happy, which makes people feel delighted. Of course, it is absolutely impossible for the state to completely leave the development of the economy to the society and the market. With proper guidance and planning, the state can avoid the economic imbalance or other subversive mistakes, and there are also lessons in history. In the 1930s, many governments believed in laissez-faire, resulting in a serious economic crisis. It was not until President Roosevelt spearheaded American-style planning, which were a series of intervention policies, that the difficulties were finally overcome. As a rising entrepreneurial nation, it is important to have goals and arrangements, and to encourage the free development of all sectors, regions, and industries. Therefore, the state should neither micromanage everything too tightly nor be laissez-faire. The state should grasp the development direction and integrate the state's plan and the market. Only in this way can China's economic miracle of sustained and rapid development can emerge. Oh, what should not be missed is that the completion of the Five-Year Plan will be reflected in the annual report on the work of the government, which is better than some countries' annual State of the Union that are filled with ideological pledges. In short, the Five-Year Plan has become an important means of China's national governance and an important basis for evaluating the performance of the national governance. Remember the days when shopping was done with tickets? Remember those years when wages rose from tens of yuan to hundreds of yuan and then to thousands of yuan? Along the way, what we want to say is, Dear 5, good job.